Hey, Wet Sandwich. Thank you for the Diamond Boogie Bumper. Thanks for the lemon and the scurvy prevention drink radio. Thanks for the diamond, Victor. And Victor is on the show with me right now, Victor Von Shroom. Make sure you share out the show wherever you please to do. Twitter, we're on DLive. We won't be on YouTube for much longer, I'm going to tell you that. We have our second strike or something like that. I don't know. I don't even read them anymore. But still looking at Pure Social. Got to reach out to them tomorrow. So, yeah, and Periscope's going away, and we're probably going to ditch that soon. It's actually working a lot worse now than it did before. So, welcome aboard. We're sure to please everybody tonight. How you doing, Victor? Yeah. Yeah, it was a real shit show, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a mistake. what happened yesterday? Oh, can't hear Victor. Hold on. I did that again. That's my bad because my computer, we lost power here. So my computer was off when I came up here, and I have to fix all the settings as quickly as possible to get on because it was like 6:15. But I got everything on except for Victor's mic. But he's on now.
Should be working now.
Yep. Yeah, it should be up. Hopefully they can hear you.
They ought to, but yeah, that's that huge mess of yesterday. People opening the gates for them should have been a clear sign for them not to do it.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I know a lot of people right away jumped on it was Antifa. It was Antifa, but I mean there were known Trump supporters in the Capitol, right? Known.
Well, it's not the main problem is even if you put Antifa or Black Lives Matter people in there, or you call Baked Alaska and his crew controlled opposites, you name it. The thing is, there was too large of a group not to say no, we're not getting in, because everyone was riled up, mainly thanks to the whole Trump family speeches and whatnot.
Yep.
To not go in there.
That leads me to what I've always said on shows when Black Lives Matter used to say, hey, look, those riots, those were infiltrators to make us look bad. Sorry, you own it. Well, guess what? Yesterday, Trump supporters own it, right? You can't sit there and say you got tens of thousands of people or thousands of people and a few instigators ruined your day. You got 10,000 plus people there to stop them, right?
Well, the worst bit is they always call leftists and whatnot sheeple. They follow the line, they toe the line, you name it, all those lovely things. But when you're with a large enough crowd, the minute a few sheep walk over the dam, the rest is gonna follow, and half of them don't even know what's going on either.
Right. Right.
Because let's be honest, they all went sightseeing in the capital. They had no plan.
Well, I gotta say I'm not giving any quarter to what happened yesterday, just like I didn't to BLM or Antifa during the summer.
No.
You know,
I'm just saying how herd mentality works. And
yep. Well, people are excusing it though now. They're saying, well this time it's different. You know.
Because everyone, here's the thing, everyone was cheering when they went in. And the minute people realized it was bad optics, it ruined Trump's chances anywhere in the electorate or in the courts. They were like, oh, that wasn't us. And I'm like, yes, it was you. We have selfies.
Yeah. I mean, they streamed from Nancy Pelosi's office. And thanks to Kitty and the Daily Grifter, I got a couple things on that from yesterday. I know they were questioning the guy within Twitty. Kitty sent me this. Are these actual Trump supporters? I mean, everybody was questioning it, right? But apparently the horn guy is I guess there's pictures of him with Rudy Giuliani, so I guess that's confirmed, right?
He's one of the main QAnon boys, and everyone looked him up, and they were like, he's a paid actor. And I'm like, yeah, so's everyone else.
Yeah.
Because everyone who was on tape was an actor in the whole field of things.
Well, here's the thing. Even if Antifa was mixed in or started it or whatever, they still joined in. Trump supporters joined in. They got in. It ruined everything that was going on yesterday was ruined. Because what happened? DC went into lockdown, right?
It's now what is that? They turned DC in a whole fortress, and the biggest joke is if they would have done this all across the country, around the Senate people's houses, at their city officials' houses, at their government, state official houses, they would have gotten something done by just standing there. All they had to do was stand there, and people would have gone, okay, we need to sort this out because they're not moving. But going on march on the whole DC thing and then LARP inside, that was just huge bad optics.
Yep. And even if Antifa, like I said, even if they were paid to do it, the Trump people screwed up. You don't follow them in. You just let them go. And Boogie Bumper. I'm not going to tell you anything like that. Trust me. There's enough of that going on today that this weekend there will be an EB early broadcasting system announcement, and we're going into I don't know the whole thing. 10 Days of Darkness or something like that.
And to address Kitty, there is actually footage of the cops literally pulling away the barriers and letting the whole mob go in, and that was basically that's basically an order from out the Senate where they were like, "Fine, let them come in. We're gonna use this."
Yeah, that is the only way Baked Potato would have gotten in there. Yeah, well, if you saw his stream the other night, he was getting people to say stupid things and do stupid things like he normally does. And I said, you know what? If he's there in the front, said to myself, if he's there in the front the next day, it's going to be a shit show. And yeah, it was. So, yeah, here he is, and guess what? The feds are gonna. If he's not paid by the other side, this guy and his friends are going to jail. Here's a video of they streamed from Nancy Pelosi's office. Dude, hold on, let me set it up here. Yeah, they streamed from Nancy's office. Here it is.
Let's call Trump, yes! Dude, let's tell Trump what's up. Trump would be very upset. And he'd be like, no, just say we love him. We love you, bro. No, he'll be happy. What do you mean? We're fighting for Trump. Hey, hold it.
I can't get an outside line. I
can call the U.S. Senate, apparently. Okay. Hello. Hello, U.S. Senate. Yes, we have a fraudulent election. I would like to report. Yeah, we need to get our boy Donald J. Trump into office. Yeah, can we do that real quick? Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Let's go. And it's yoga season. Yoga season. Let's go. Okay, America first is inevitable. Let's go. Fuck globalists. Let's go.
So there they are. Streaming from Pelosi's office. Yeah, they're gonna face some trouble because didn't Trump sign an executive order about doing things like this to federal property? You get 10-year minimum sentence, or was that just about statues?
Well, that's the whole thing. These guys, they think they got in. And they went nuts. And the main problem with the whole thing is them getting in and going nuts is pretty much the peak of their career right now.
Oh, well, yeah, it's going to be the end.
It's going to be the end, but that's the thing. People say, oh, they're paid vets and they're going to get off. No, this is the thing. They're going to be made an example of.
And that's what I said on Twitter. You think Nancy's going to let this go? She's going to want heads to roll of people for people, especially a guy that the New York Post put out a story that Baked Alaska is COVID positive and he was roaming around her office.
And that's the easiest way to tell if he's a vet or not. If they're not going to make an example of him, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, if he's not arrested, then you know. But I doubt. I don't know. People say he's a Fed, but I doubt it.
And as for Drink Radio stating, Victor, you said he would win in the courts. Yeah, if you left the whole thing go, and that's the thing. They never let it go. They kept on marching in. They kept on doing stuff. So what you get is you get a counter reaction. And they were at first they were gonna do the whole hearings bit, but the minute they did the whole Million Man March thing, the whole paradigm's changed. And let's be honest. Even Republican officials said after they marched into the Capitol, we're going to vote against the whole Trump thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're now using this as an excuse to be ratified and get it. It's pretty much their excuse to get Biden in now, and that's the saddest bit.
Yeah, and this actually hurt everything yesterday. This is and Boogie sent me the Scaramucci video on Tuesday, and this was the worst thing that could have happened. Scaramucci told you that the money and the elite were going to wipe out MAGA.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Thank you for the Ice Cream USA review. They just did it yesterday. So even if you can claim paid actors all you want, and maybe there were paid actors that instigated it, but you just destroyed MAGA. You lost a lot of people yesterday who aren't into it. Like I've said this before, the Twitterverse and the streaming verse is very minute, right? So you had 74 million voters. You just lost half of them after yesterday. That's the same way the Tea Party died. The big money came in and made sure it was gone.
Yeah, but the worst bit is even the people that showed up during this march, they're all being headcounted right now, and they're going to lose their bank accounts. They're going to lose their livelihoods.
Oh, yeah.
All over this, because they'll make it seem like they're justified. And we all agree on how the mass media works. They're going to go full in on this. And go, oh, we need to do this. We need to have these things. We need to make sure anyone who believes in opposition automatically gets red flagged. YouTube has already started the whole crackdown again.
Yep.
And so are many other things that are going to happen.
Well, what happened yesterday made it worse on everybody. Because, like you said, the censorship is coming. It's going to be a lot worse, though. Because I'm telling you, that woman, that Speaker of the House, she is going to do everything now in her power to ruin everybody's weekend. You gotta know she's livid right now and wants to pass bill after bill. Can't wait for Joe to get in. I guarantee there's bills that are going to be sitting on McConnell's desk January 21st.
And for Katie's comment, did you see the handshake between Biden and Pence? There was already a video circulating where they were passing along a note between all the people, and Pence was among them when they were in a church. That should have been a telltale sign of what was to come. But people were like, oh, they know they're going to get their asses handed in because of that note. But it was the reversal.
Yeah, Boogie Bumpers got it nailed right there. Pelosi is a vindictive cunt. Yes. Even her own daughter said it. She'll cut your head off before you even know you're bleeding. Yeah, this just made everybody in America's life a lot harder, what happened today. Well, at least everybody who loves freedom. Because now there's nothing to stop her from passing anything she wants to pass, right? They got the Senate, they got the presidency, they've got the House. How are you going to stop them now? Obviously, you can't go to the courts, right?
Well, no, they own the courts, but that was already a known thing, even in 2016, and Trump did nothing about that. Because they were already packing the local courts, the local state courts with Democratic officials by giving them millions of campaigning money.
Yep. And Kitty B made a good point earlier that even if Baked Alaska is a Fed, they make examples out of their own people. So even if the FBI paid him or whoever paid him, they like to make examples out of people. And I think, in fact, Baked Alaska still has a court date for Arizona coming up. He just made his life a hell of a lot harder. He's going to prison either one way or another, either in Arizona or federal prison right shortly after that.
Well, if he's a Fed, he's gonna go to federal prison and get a nice cushy job we'll never hear about again.
Yep. Yep. Here's another. This is the Daily Grifter sent this one out. There's a picture of him on Pelosi's phone. Oh shit. His girlfriend painted a swastika in the hotel. Apparently.
Yes, he got arrested for. One of the ladies got arrested for it, so that was a fun watch as well.
Yep. And then, oh, shit. I didn't mean to put that one up. That was the girl that got shot. And, unfortunately, oh, shit, I shouldn't have put that up. But, ignore that. Unfortunately, and I think Doc Martin and I talked about, this is U.S. He made the news. He made a lot of papers. Baked Alaska, the QAnon shaman who led the storming. See, you're going to get blamed with it by the media. Even if you didn't start it, it doesn't matter. So there it is.
No, they were the prominent faces. And if the minute CNN gets access to the whole Baked Alaska streaming, there's already statements going from Conton spray needs to be banned. So they don't even know what Conton spray is. So they're basically saying we're going to ban mace.
Yep.
And that's the whole thing. They're going to use his entire streaming library, even the things that got deleted. The NSA will have that backed up. And they're going to air that for months on end just to pull one legislative pull after another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to ram every bill they have ever want. Watch for sensible gun control. There's nothing to stop them now. They can pass it. Not going to stop them now.
Well, gun control is the only one that's going to be hard for them to do, because no one showed up with guns.
I think they'll get it through. They'll use it as an excuse. The next time they may have guns. We got. They'll come up with something, but they'll get it rammed through. It wouldn't surprise me. And McConnell will cave like a cheap suit, and Romney's there with him. They've got more than enough votes. All they need is a simple majority now, thanks to Harry Reid.
And as for DLive and other streaming platforms, they're already closing down other platforms. DLive has already put the X tag on anyone who covered this politically to cover their tracks.
Yeah.
And DLive is gonna be one of those that's not gonna go the whole YouTube route, but they're gonna ban out politics in general.
Yeah, DLive is you can't play any violent videos. There's a lot of stuff in now that DLive won't allow. So it doesn't matter anyway because they're going to pass legislation, right? Pelosi's going to get that rammed through. That anybody who is like a Baked Alaska or anybody like that needs to be eradicated from the internet. Good luck taking him to court, too. You can take him to the Supreme Court. It won't make a difference.
But my main problem for now is basically, sadly, a lady got shot, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's when Black Lives Matter, people don't have a problem with that." The whole thing is, this entire movement got the fact that only, I believe now, one got shot and 3 others got killed.
Yep.
That the body count is that low is sheer miracle. Because, quite honestly, they already I believe Cuomo already sent 1,000 National Guardsmen over there. They can just open fire because they already have the justification to do so. And the fact that so many people, they got hit, they got maced, but they're still alive is a blessing.
And I think maybe it was Kitty or no, it was Joya Pesci that posted that. Joya Pesci posted breaking 911. New York Governor Cuomo deploys 1,000 members of the National Guard. Now, the certain people on the internet are saying that this is part of the, dare I say, plan. But Cuomo sent them, not Trump, right? So, yeah, he sent 1,000 National Guard. By the way, Andrew Cuomo, and on Tuesday I talked about this, Andrew Cuomo passed a law that no hate symbols can be sold or displayed in New York State. Boogie Bumper baked his cue. So, yeah, if you display a hate symbol in New York State, even though it's against the First Amendment, you can face jail time. I think a total of, and I don't know the number exactly, Victor, maybe 8,000 National Guard have been deployed to D.C.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a blessing that so few people got injured.
Yep.
Because even with Black Lives Matter protesting, a lot more people got injured, mainly due to the protesters. But this is a sheer miracle that so few got injured.
Yeah, Drum Boy 02. If you had a flag or a bumper sticker with the OK symbol and somebody turns you in, you can get in trouble in New York State now. So I said that when people were talking on streams about storming the Capitol, and people were, and that they were going to do a 1776. I heard a lot of that on all kinds of streams. I said, and I think you might have been on that show, I said, I know Doc was, and she agreed, if you try to storm the Capitol, you're not going to get within 1,000 yards of a D.C. politician. You will be shot. And I'm sorry that girl got shot, but it wasn't going to happen. You weren't going to go in there, into the chamber, and attack members of Congress and not face consequences from the Secret Service and the Capitol Police. Right?
Well, the thing is, what I believe everyone thought at that certain day was they were going to enter the Congress chambers and address the Congress and address their grievances. But the thing is, like Congress cares, they have never cared about that, and that's the whole problem. And I keep saying it, run your shit locally. Get your local shit done. People will say, well, what if they do on the federal level? Well, if your local officials are with you, you have a stronger case to resist than placing all your hopes in one basket, naming the president.
Yeah,
they've been trying to impeach Trump since day one, and no one's been bothering with their own local officials whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the whole COVID, how the whole COVID thing happened. Even in Republican states, they have draconian laws.
Right.
But look at Florida. Say what you want about Florida or DeSantis. At least he keeps things open and pretty much livable for most people in Florida.
Well, their numbers are no worse than New York and California, and both are locked down. So.
Oh no, but still in Florida there are regions where there is a full lockdown, and that's because their local politicians are enforcing said lockdown. And that's kind of the thing. If your local officials are with you, you might still have to deal with federal law, but you have a stronger chance to even attempt to resist.
I think we talked about that previously. I thought the march on D.C. was a waste. And obviously now I'm not saying hindsight, but it was a waste. That people should have concerted their efforts in their local communities or state capitals and not go to D.C. Right?
Yeah, because we showed that video over where there was that county in Idaho where they were gonna enforce COVID rules, and everyone went to their homes, to their places of governmental business, and everyone stopped the whole voting thing, and it got dropped. And the same thing happens when it comes to these votes. If you think your state is cheating, why go all the way to DC to try to fix that? That's something that's always been puzzling me, because DC isn't going to fix your state. You're going to have to fix your own state.
Yep. So when we were saying that, a few people on the show said that a show of force was needed. Well, that's not what was needed, because now you just destroyed your movement. I mean, it's severely damaged, if not destroyed now. Because, again, the majority of people are not into it as much as those people that showed up and the people on the internet. Everyday people, you are gaining everyday people, and Democrats, now you just, good luck,
Yes, because Trump got the moderate vote in 2016, and he still got the moderate vote in 2020.
Right.
But this killed the whole moderate vote, because everyone's like, this was not how you do business.
And what they did in Iowa, in that video you were speaking about that we played, that those people did it right. They weren't violent. They went to their houses. They stood outside. What they do, sing songs. I'm trying to remember what they did, but they weren't doing anything. They had
all they did was
normal signs, right? They didn't have 5G causes COVID and all that. They kept it simple, right?
Well, they even announced this isn't about Trump or whatever. This is about us. All they did was they burned some COVID masks in a metal pot. Clanged metal pots at around the officials' houses and started chanting, singing, and dancing. That's all they did. They had a block party.
Right. Exactly. And they succeeded. They succeeded. That's why I kept saying it should be kept local, or the state capitals. Don't go to DC. But now everything's done messed up now. I'm telling you. If you can't see the writing on the wall, it's not going to be good. And life is not going to be easy going forward because of what happened yesterday.
Not just in America, because Americans tend to forget how big American soft power is. UK is already way overboard, but Canada, Australia, hell, even over here in Europe, we're going to feel that backlash hard. And that's no business for Americans, but that's the cause and effect that will end up coming. And sadly, the biggest brunt of the force is going to be a Republican American.
Monica says the writing was always there. It was over in November. You probably remember, Monica, when way back in, I don't know, the summer, I was saying that, hey, if Trump comes out in October and nobody's been arrested and says I need 4 more years, his chances just got slimmer of him winning. And lo and behold, that's what happened. Plus, he made some mistakes, and this is where I'll agree with some people. On the tech censorship, he blew it. He had the first 2 years to take care of it, and he ignored it. And then when it became a problem, it was too late. He couldn't get anything passed. Right? They couldn't repeal 230. Couldn't do anything with that. The Republicans weren't interested. Nancy wasn't going to even put it in a bill, let alone sign it. So he had the first 2 years to take care of that, and he missed the opportunity, right?
But that's the whole sad bit about it. Trump had to focused mainly on clearing his name in the courts for the past 3 years, and then neglected to clear out the courts and resolve tax censorship. And even and say what you want, but during the last year he couldn't do anything because then the COVID happened.
Yep.
And that's kind of the thing. A lot of conspiracy theories will go up. Oh, they planned the whole thing and whatnot. The thing is, he focused on only his personal things and not on the things that mattered for in the bigger picture.
Exactly. Right now, people on Twitter are saying that was not a concession letter. It's getting, they're analyzing every word. I don't know what's going on with that. To me, it seems like a concession letter. I'm handing over power and it's done. I don't know.
Well, what else is Trump gonna do? He lost the courts. He lost the electoral vote.
Yep.
There is nothing else that's left. Outside of a military coup, he can't really do anything. And if he does a military coup, well, I don't think many in the military is gonna join in on that. So.
I don't think he can do anything like that. I don't even think he'd attempt it at this point. I mean, that'd be in the realm of, how do you explain it to the American people? Well, I'm just gonna dump the military in every state in the country, and arrest all the politicians.
When he started to roll out the old guard and replace it with the new guard, everyone was like, "See, he's replacing the military heads. He's gonna pull a coup." That's not gonna happen. Those people are not gonna put their lives on the line just to keep one person in power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's not even saying about the military folks themselves, whether they're gonna follow the orders.
Exactly. So, yeah, he had a lot of. Monica's right. He had a lot of people against him. I'm surprised he made it this far. To be honest with you, he might not make it to the end right now because even Republicans are saying, pull the 25th Amendment on him and get him out now. So, you never know. On Monday morning, he might be gone on Monday morning. Depending on what Mike Pence does. I think it's a little insane with 10 days left, or 13 days left to yank him out now, but they're pissed about what happened yesterday, and especially Nancy's pissed, and so is Schumer. So,
if Pence plans to be a career politician, he's going to pull a Brutus on him. So
yeah, it's possible,
and that's the saddest bit.
He will make it. He is on their side. He loves playing the heel. It's a game to him. I think Kitty's saying Trump loves to play the heel, and it's all kind of a game show. If I got that right, Kitty. If not, apologies.
Yeah, but he's playing high stakes poker with his own head on the line, which is something I wouldn't dare dream of doing.
No, because they are going to come after him now. They are going to come after his businesses, his kids, everything now. After yesterday, everything's on the line. They might have let him go and go off and whatever. Yeah, he probably would have been kicked off Twitter or whatever, Facebook. But they would have just, all right, just let him go, whatever. Let him run in his mouth. We're going to let him go. But now, I don't know. I think all the chips are on the table now, right?
Well, they would have kicked him out of. They already kicked him out of New York, but they would have kicked him out of other Democratic states and whatnot. All those kind of lovely pleasantries. All the big techs would have jumped on him, but that would have only have been for a couple of months. Once the whole trend is gone,
yep,
there would have been no need for it.
Google, Twitter, and Facebook are MAGA.
But
Yeah.
the fun bit with this though is Joe is gonna have to pull in hours now. That's the fun bit, because Joe is gonna have, because they can't have Pelosi do the speaking, they can't have Kamala do the speaking,
No.
because people elected Joe Biden, and Joe Biden has to pull the line right now, and I don't see that happening for the party, at least not for very long.
I don't think Joe's going to be in there for, I give him a year before he says, oh, I can't do it anymore. If that. Depending on what happens, too. The more things that happen, you might see him go faster, right? Because I don't think he's capable. But
No, but that's the thing. His face, that's something the media will demand, and the people will demand, is his face being plastered over the news media 24/7. And he's not he barely can pull a rally or two. That's gonna kill him.
Yep.
Either politically or literally.
he might be literal, you know. Here's another one Joey Pesci sent out today. Where the heck did it go? See, this is what I was talking about when I said that there were streamers out there that had people and Facebook and Twitter personalities that had people at this rally convinced this was a revolution, this was 1776, big mistake. Kitty B says he'll be dead by spring. Probably. He'll probably get COVID, or, you know, someone will inject him with COVID and he'll be gone. You stupid asshat. You stupid asshat. So here is meet Elizabeth from Knoxville, Tennessee, who stormed the Capitol. Listen to what she says, and this is dead on to my point, that these people were convinced that they were in a revolution or 1776, and they were just going to storm and arrest all the politicians. I don't know what the end game was about that, but
I got maced.
You got maced. And what happened?
So she got to the Capitol doors and got maced. So I think that's as far as she got.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think they expected a 70s disco revolution, because they had no agenda or plan, whatever. And you see it on Twitter right now, where the left is calling, "Oh, we need to arrest them, we need to get them shot," and the other side is going, "These men are patriots. Patriots don't get arrested or shot." And I'm like, over here in Europe, we've had a lot of patriot waves. They all got summarily executed and hung, quartered, you name it.
Well, they're calling for sedition now, which that can land yourself in some serious trouble.
Well, that's the whole problem. If you're gonna declare yourself a patriotic coup, you're gonna be judged like one.
Yep.
And those punishments are severe, if not lethal, depending on the law.
Here's the rest of her.
And you were trying to go inside the Capitol?
I made it like a foot inside, and they pushed me out, and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Did you hear that? In case you missed it.
Storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution. They were.
But they never got beyond the idea of storm the Capitol, revolution.
Yeah.
That's all they had.
Yeah, and do what exactly? But that's where, that's to my point. A lot of Twitter personalities were telling people, "This is it." And
what the hell
they didn't tell them.
Where I can only hate a man if he's white.
Oh, thank you for the diamond, Irrational Times. Hello from the lovely assistant. Oh, We love the lovely assistant. Don't forget to go over to Irrational Times on DLive. I think he's taking the rest of the week off and won't be on until next week. But remember, he's a businessman now. Wears a tie, a three-piece suit, and he does awesome songs for sale at a very reasonable price. Too reasonable for his talent. So head on over to Irrational Times. He'll write you a love song. He loves doing love songs. Just so you know. Yeah, so that they told these people it was 1776. It's a revolution. Get over there, and didn't tell them what to do afterward. Right? They had no plan.
And that's the thing. Trust the plan. Trust the plan. What plan? We've been saying this for a while now, and well, we've seen it now. They had no plan, and the worst bit is, even if the NSA or whatever security agencies they happen to use starts rounding these people up, Twitter, YouTube, all the leftists will do it for them. They're gonna catalog and make lists of everyone, and they're gonna send them to their city officials, their governmental officials, and of course towards the media. And that's the scary bit.
Yep.
They made an what we Dutch call NSB'ers during the whole German occupation. The left already made an entire army that's going to rat you out the minute they get a hold of you.
Mm-hmm.
And this Capitol storm is going to justify them ousting you.
Yeah, she was going to storm Capitol Hill with her man and charge the world. Kitty B. My comment to Joya Pesci, by the way, was a revolution was averted by a single can of Contant spray. That's a short revolution if you got knocked down by a can of Contant spray and it's over. But you're right, Victor. This people like her are going to pay a serious price when they get home, right? Lose their jobs, their bank accounts.
Yeah, because banks have already shown the minute they did it with the Proud Boys and other extremist right groups. The minute they get too much clout, too much notoriety, they'll say, "We're no longer gonna support you on our." Just like how YouTube does it, we're no longer gonna support you on our platform because we're a capitalist entity and we can do so. Mm-hmm. It's not censorship. We just don't want to do business with you.
Oh, good point, Kitty. A lot of them might get a felony, and you can't vote if you have a felony in I think almost every state, right?
Yeah, that's something Pelosi is gonna do. But she's probably not gonna go for huge prosecutions. Just get them on a criminal record. That's all they need.
Felony riot or something like that. It's got to be a felony so that you can't vote. I mean, she'd love that, to make sure they can't vote. That would be more of a slap in the face, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be the bill. Basically, they'll have to pay a penny fine, probably around. They're gonna do still an absurd amount of money, for maybe $1,500, depending on the gratuities of their said crime. For instance, the people that actually got into the Capitol, they'll get a huge fine or even jail sentence. But anyone else outside, they're gonna be lopped alongside them.
Yep. Kitty B sent me this one. Got Twitter in an uproar today. FCC reminds networks they cannot cut off emergency. That's the EBS system. Right after President of USA is banned from Snap, he's been banned from everything just about. Should we expect a national security broadcast? But that doesn't mean it's coming from Trump either, right? You got to look at it from both sides. What if it's coming from the Democrats use it, right? Or Pence uses it, or somebody uses it to say, yeah, he's gone, and now this is what's happening, because they are making a hard push to get him out right away.
Well, here's the thing with those emergency broadcasting systems. People did that during the 70s, 80s, and 90s. They hacked those, so the states already have the governance to cut off any emergency broadcasting if they call it fraudulent or a fake one. So what's good is that gonna do?
Well, this got a lot of people in an uproar about, arrests were going to happen this weekend, and the military was, being deployed to arrest people in D.C. at the Capitol, not patriots, or arrest politicians. If you know what I mean. I guess the plan unfolding.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's not going to happen. You can't arrest your boss. You can, but then it would be a coup, and that's the thing that people seem to forget on how revolutions work. You either get them when you get them. If you don't and you give up, you're screwed because they're still in power.
That's why I kept saying take the black pill, because you don't have to be as dark as Mersh, but at least you can laugh the next day. And there's so many upset people because nothing happened, because all of their eggs were in one basket. And I always said, question everything. Don't believe any of these people. But whatever. I'm smiling today. I think it's kind of funny. I'm not as harsh as Mersh, though. I do show some mercy. I feel bad for people. I honestly do, because, it would have been nice if all that happened, but I had no illusions about it happening either.
Well, even if they stormed the Capitol, put a citizen's arrest on the state officials, what's the end game then? Because someone's going to have to run the country, and they had no clue what to do whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of my that's been my main problem with the whole movement that has been going on, where it's like, we're going to march out, we're going to do this, but all they do is march out and stand there. And that's my saddest bit of. Say what you want of all the people who have been grifting around, but also the people who have been doing the whole Trump fanboying run. They never came out with a concrete plan for people to address during their protesting, and that's the saddest bit of all.
Yeah,
because you had a huge movement and you did nothing with it.
Yep. Yeah, well, if it, like we mentioned before, if it had been organized into smaller protests in your state against your local officials, against your state capitals, and it had been much more organized, right? And you would have, number one, been able to keep out any, whatever you want to call them, bad actors or instigators or whatever. But when you gather 100,000 people plus, it's impossible to do. And when you go with no plan, and then this happens, it ruined everything, right? It just didn't make sense. I kept saying you got to organize locally. You said the same thing. And that'll be more effective. You'll get more things done in your state. You'll be able to stop some things from happening, like some of these lockdown rules and mask rules and like they did in Iowa, like we mentioned before. But it didn't work out that way. Everybody ran to D.C., and now you've got a mess. It's an absolute shit show right now.
At the very least, they would have been able to protect their livelihoods and at least their local rights. You'd still have the big cities. They were going to be lost and gone anyways. But locally in small towns and whatnot, you still have your own little plot of paradise. And I've had that discussion with Major Tom on the Twitter as well, where he was like, yeah, but you can't go against federal. Sort your local stuff and federal will move along.
Yep.
And that's kind of the thing, because even over here in the EU, we had half of the EU would favor another COVID release bill. Austria has been saying no from the get-go, no one better than I against him. But then Poland came in, and they blocked it. So now they don't have enough votes. That's how you sort out federal problems. Sure, not a single state can do a thing, but several states can.
So right now, a bunch of Trump former chief of staffs, John Kelly's come out and said he needs to be removed right away, invoked the 25th. They're all coming out now. So it wouldn't surprise me.
They're hedging their bets.
Yep.
And they already see how it's gonna go. So they're gonna make sure they're finally towing the line, and not get squashed alongside with Trump.
4 people, you brought this up earlier, Victor. 4 people are confirmed dead on the Capitol grounds yesterday. 3 of them were from medical situations, and obviously one was shot in the Capitol building, and she died after being transported to the hospital. Apparently, the cop that shot her is on administrative leave, and they're investigating, but don't anticipate any charges because she was breaking through the window apparently, and highly doubt they're going to charge him.
Well, even if they were like, we're going to waive the breaking and entering bit, there was a mob rule right there. So what was he going to do?
Yeah.
And that's that's simply the viewpoint of the cop. She's the first in line of hundreds of people trying to climb through a window. What are they gonna do to you? You don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they don't know what does she have a weapon? Whatever. It's their job to protect these people. That's why I said you weren't going to get within 1,000 yards of a politician. So what was the plan? People were going to get killed if you tried to get in there, and it happened. It's just, I mean, it's sad she's dead, but...
Yeah, it's a sad case, but that's the thing. The minute they started to move into the Capitol, the peaceful protest ended. And people need to understand that. It's no longer peaceful when you start breaking and entering people's houses, even if it's a state capitol house.
And I know there's a lot of people on Twitter and a lot of streams saying that, well, Black Lives Matter got away with it. But I'm telling people on Twitter, and people are getting angry with me, and that's fine. But you can't have it both ways. You said all summer, arrest them, they're terrorists, right? And Black Lives Matter was retorting back, we were infiltrated, and sorry, you don't get a pass for that, right? You can't say it's mostly peaceful. The mostly peaceful can easily take over the few instigators, right? Same situation here. It's unfortunate it happened, but same situation. You got to be consistent. You can't say, hey, those guys did it, they're terrorists, my guy did it, my guys did it, and it's fine.
Well, it's like what Boogie said. These people don't have a plan. They are content creators. Let's storm the Capitol and stream it. And okay, then what, huh? Well, that's the thing. Stream it and profit. That's all the thing. And that's what I'm saying. That's the sad bit about the whole MAGA movement. It got taken over by countless grifters, and everyone was stuck in their own little bubble, and they all propagated the same thing. We're going to march to DC. What are we going to do in DC? We're going to protest. Okay, and then what?
Yep.
They weren't interested in a plan. They were just interested in keeping the grift going, and that's the saddest bit.
That's right. He said it right there. If you're going to be targeted more than BLM, why do the same thing they do? You have to be smarter, and smarter heads didn't prevail yesterday, and it cost. And I'll tell you, I could tell the writing on the wall with when Boogie sent me that Scaramucci clip about how he's saying that they're going to destroy MAGA. And I had been saying for a while that the Tea Party, I can see it happening. It's going to happen. The elite are going to take over, and no way. This time is different. No, the Scaramucci clip comes, right? But I had been paying attention for a while to different people in the MAGA movement. And when certain people got big donations, I mean, you're talking massive donations, I said, bingo, there you go. That's the same thing that happened to the Tea Party. $1 million donation rolls in, it all fell apart. Right shortly after the $1 million donation, you can look it up. Well, some certain people, streamers, whatever you want to call them, got, $500,000 donations. Anonymous donations. What's that money for? Because they like your stream? Are you serious? Right? The writing's on the wall. Scaramucci just told you that they're going to use big money and the elite to get rid of you. And they just did it. They just did it. I'm not Nostradamus or anything, but you can, if you live through the history, you can see different points happening and go, this doesn't look good. And it didn't. And they fell into the trap yesterday. Right?
Well, that goes for all streamers. Unless it's an entertainment stream, the minute it becomes a business for profit, you need to get wiser when it comes to these things. Because if they're going to sell you whatever... I mean, everyone bitches about TV evangelists, where they're selling you the gateways to the pearly gates as long as you send them money. Streamers are no different. And unless it's content you're like, oh, that's entertaining to me, you shouldn't really be cheering them on, at least not following them blindly. That's
right.
People are gonna realize that very soon. This is gonna cost them their heads.
When somebody gets a massive anonymous donation, I started going, here we go. Because that's exactly how the Tea Party ended. They got a massive anonymous donation. Now, when the Tea Party got that donation, I was on the national calls, and I asked the question over and over, and nobody could answer me. I said, who gave the donation? We should know, right? It's over $1 million. Who gave that money? Well, we agreed not to divulge the name and blah. And I said, that's when I got off the call. I said, that's over with. And sure enough, within a month, it was pretty much folded up into nothing. Because that's what the elite do. They've got the money to buy you out, right? Or buy out people.
That's the beauty about this whole streaming bit. They didn't even have to buy you out. You were going to buy yourself out. Because there were so many small sects that were grifting, it was gonna happen anyways. Because it became a business for profit. And take the big Alaska streams. The only times they make profit is by blowing things up out of proportion. They're gonna mace people. They're gonna attack people. That's when all the donations start to happen. After that, the whole donation thing starts to die out again. Same thing with the whole streaming community. Everyone, there have been worse cases like Milo, Ben Shapiro, and the likes. They went extremely overboard with their grift for profit. Even Don Jr. went into that.
Yep. But there's just so many small guys that people follow. I'm not going to say cult-like, but religiously follow them and listen to hinge on every word they tell you and believe everything they're told. And there's nothing wrong with watching certain people or whatever, but you also have to have the ability to watch the other side, watch different people you disagree with, watch streamers that say things you don't like to hear. Because you have to keep your mind open and not just be locked into this Like that woman in the video. We're having a revolution. What's your plan? I don't know. I was just told that, right?
Well, Katie, that's the best thing. They ruined poor little Eric's birthday. Because his birthday is going to be synonymous with this now.
And Laura, I think it's Laura Trump that's going to try to run for Senate, but it's going to have to be a red state now. A hardcore red state. It can't be New York. There's no way she'll win in New York now after all this.
I don't think Laura is going to win any state at this point. Because the Trump name is going to be synonymous with what's going to come afterwards. And no one is going to sign up with a Trump family member if that means you're going to get arrested. Or lose your job, lose your bank account, lose your livelihood, you name it.
You're right, Boogie. I wish I had a dime for every time I've heard. I've lost count. Boogie says I've lost count of the amount of times I've heard we need to pick up our guns and head to Washington on live streams in the last 3 years. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That call to arms, every time they do it, the donations start to pop in. And
Yep.
that's the saddest bit. People put their faith and belief in on the words of people are only that are only there for profit, and that's why I'm saying they're like TV evangelists when it comes to that.
Well, they're telling you what hypes up the crowd and gets them all excited and whipped into a frenzy. Because if you go look at those scopes and you look at the chat, it's all like, yeah, fuck yeah, grab your AR, let's go, you know? Yeah, I'm locked and loaded, baby, right?
Yeah, and sadly, instead of that, they should have fought locally. And
well, you shouldn't even tell people that to begin with, right?
Well, people with the whole... I mean, America has been killing unions left and right, and the only unions that are left are the big, powerful ones that tell you to toe the line instead of them, you telling them to toe the line. But that's the thing. People don't know how to unionize anymore, so they unionize in these chat rooms. And let's be honest, it sells.
Yep. No, Monica, it looks like it's working. Restream's working. I see it up on the screen. Let me see. Let me get that photo out of the way. Yeah, Kitty B can see you. Maybe it's just your chat in your where are you, in D Live? No, you're in YouTube. Maybe you have to go back out. I'm not ever on YouTube anymore, so it looks like YouTube's working though. I just dropped off my old dad at the doctor. He's non-political. He says to me, geez, it's not ending well for Donald Trump, is it? And he's not a political guy. Yeah, imagine the people in the United States right now. Because again, like I said before, Victor, the Twitter universe, the MAGA universe isn't all that big. It really is not. Too many people think it's like the 74 million people in the country. It's not.
Well, that's the thing. They get in their little bubble, and all they hear is yes, yes, yes. There is no. And that's that's the whole thing. People keep on getting riled up to the crux where yesterday was finally the crux where people started to realize if we don't do something, Trump is gonna lose, and that probably a few hundred started to go. We're gonna go into the Capitol, and the minute they got a few inches, the rest followed.
Yeah. Well, even if it was the instigators or paid actors or whatever you want to call them, people followed, and that's where it fell apart.
Oh yeah, the stage was already set for that. That was the main problem.
Uh,
People started to realize it was not going to end well, and the minutes, even if they're paid and jump the gate, they're going to jump after them because they're like, we need to stop this.
And here's an example: the New York Post, a West Virginia lawmaker, a Republican, posts then deletes video of himself storming the Capitol. So, I know people are pointing to Antifa, but again, like I've said several times tonight, MAGA people joined in. Too late. It's over, right? And Boogie Bumper just made a good point. Trump deserves credit for expanding the Republican vote in 2020, which he did, and bringing in more Hispanic and black vote, but now it's been shunted back 10 years. I agree. I agree. What happened yesterday just turned off a lot of new votes. And going back to what was it, Tuesday night? The election on Tuesday night in Georgia. Yesterday, regardless of what Congress did, it didn't make a difference because they were going to get rid of Trump anyway, right? Because people didn't vote in Georgia. And I know people are saying that it was fraud, but we did that show on Tuesday night. I stayed on like an hour longer, but they stopped counting anyway, which didn't surprise me. But Richard Barris was flat out saying in the Republican counties in lower Georgia, the turnout was pathetic. 10% less in almost every county that Trump won, and that Perdue did well and Loeffler did well, and southern Georgia didn't turn out.
Well, that's the thing. Georgia was already the sign of people going, well, it's not going to matter anyways. And the Republican Party has now the biggest problem, because the minute the next election happens, they might be lucky if they get 30% of what Trump pulled.
Well, it could have been...
So they might lose their jobs because of this, even though they heel turned.
Well, it could be that and the fact that you had MAGA people in Linwood and Nick Fuentes telling people not to vote. That had an effect, too.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. If you want to have a Fed poster, those are the Fed posters.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, this is going to have long-term consequences for the GOP, simply because their guy lost, and it's not because just because their guy lost. Their guy lost. Well, the Democrats cheated, and they're gonna get hanged for it. Whether it's their bank accounts, their jobs, whatever, they're gonna lose out hard, and that's gonna turn them all against the GOP. And that's going to be nationwide.
Yep. Well, all the people that the feds go after for yesterday are definitely going to pay a price.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Their relatives, their friends, anyone who knows these people, hell, even barely said hello to them in the supermarket, they're no longer going to vote Republican. Because you don't want to get tainted.
Mm-hmm. And I know there's a lot of talk, and you've expressed grave concern about splitting off, starting a third party. Yeah, that's not going to work.
That's not going to do shit, because all you're going to get is that the Republicans and the Democrats are going to become a purple party, and you're going to have to fight an even bigger party that has all the cards then.
Yep. Look at the chat here. It's almost like high-profile Trump surrogates were telling people not to vote. They were. That's true. And that's why you lost Georgia. I mean, you could have won one of the seats if, I think Barris was saying, even if 5% in those counties showed up and it was only a negative, not a 5, I think Perdue would have won. But you lost 10% in each county. It was 10% as he went through county by county. That's a lot of votes. Especially when Atlanta hadn't come in yet. Completely. You can't be down 10% in every Republican county.
Yeah, and I was expecting a split win over there, giving Trump still the House, so he would still have a chance for the electorate vote. And yeah, people saying don't vote and then full-heartedly marching up to the state capitol, that undoes so many things.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be, Nick Cocksucker Fuentes is going to break a lot of Groyper hearts when they find out he was just taking their money. Well, he's a guy who also got money from a large donor, if you know what I mean. And it's not surprising that he was telling people not to vote in Georgia. That's how I knew the MAGA movement was the new Tea Party and was going to be destroyed. When I saw that about 2 months ago. But you could see the writing on the wall. It was just a matter of who was going to take the money. Right? But
who was going to be big enough to get the money? That's,
yeah.
The money was already there.
And he's got a big enough following to for a guy to be targeted to take the money, right? And he would do it. I mean, hell, the Tea Party did it, so did it to everybody. You know, the money came first, and then after that, it was over. So, yeah, and it's going to be... And the whole don't vote for the Republican in Georgia thing, mind-boggling to me. Completely mind-boggling. If Trump's got this, and Trump's going to be in the White House for 4 more years, why wouldn't you want the Senate?
Well, that's the whole thing. No one talked about the House or the Senate. Everyone kept on talking about Trump needs to win. Trump. You can't do shit as a president when you don't have the electorate body below you, with you. That's them. And that's what I've been saying. These grifters, they didn't talk about how politics worked. So the ignorant people, they didn't know better, and all they knew was march.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, the ramifications of losing Georgia and Trump being president, and you don't have the Senate or the House, your Trump's gone, right? Within a matter of months, he would have been impeached again, and this time removed. Because Pierre Delecto would have joined the Democrats for sure on that. Meaning Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, Murkowski.
Half the Republican Party would have turned on him for sure. Because when it came down to that, how many did he have that were strong, that kept on strong-lining? We're gonna fight this. 8?
6. It ended up
6 even.
98-6, I think it was the count in the final tally. So I think he got 6. But it didn't matter. Pence, all you need is 1. But it didn't matter. Pence said no anyway, rejected the objections anyway, and moved on. So that's why I thought you just can't trust any of them, right?
Monica, you'd be surprised. Nick Fuentes had maybe targeting the younger demographic. He still had the older demographic by the buckload. It's the same thing with all the other grifters. They had pretty much their demographic was 30 and up. They were targeting for younger people, but they had 30 and up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what was it like? Baked Alaska, before he got kicked off, he had $40,000 in his account or something at YouTube. I mean, an insane amount of money for a streamer that just runs around it once a week and maces people. You know, It doesn't make any sense, does it?
It's not just that, but Nick Fuentes and the likes, Alex Jones, when they got kicked off, they lost a crap ton of money. And for Alex Jones, I'm not going to forgive him for doing the whole thing, because he's old enough to know politics. And he should at least be one of them. Instead of, we're going to march on to DC, he should have been telling his people, sort locally, sort your politics. He should have been educating people, and he didn't.
That's true. He's always talking about the national stage and never really gets into, hey, you got to work on your local politics. He never really does that. Right?
No, and that's because the national stage is the most sensational stage to be on. And that's what they've been doing. They've been running the national stage for so long because it works so well. No one thought about local stage. And the biggest thing is, I'm surprised even the House didn't get cleaned out during the whole election around 2020.
Yeah, that's the Republicans actually gained seats, which didn't make a lot of sense. But in 2022, it wouldn't surprise me if the Republicans gain the House again, because that's what usually happens.
No, they're gonna lose the House.
Well, they lost.
Hard.
They don't have it now, but
no, but they're gonna lose way more seats than they have now.
Oh well. Now after yesterday, I mean, that just sealed the deal, right?
No, not after yesterday. What's coming next when the Republicans are going to get prosecuted? Because people will not just be scared to vote Republican, they're going to blame the Republicans. Because we're supposed to protect these people.
Yep, and to Boogie's point, Nancy is a vicious coon, and she's gonna bring down hell on these people. As many charges as she can land on them and destroy their lives, she's going to do it. Without a doubt. I saw another comment up there. Boogie said the MAGA has been monetized and gutted. Yep. Certainly has. I'm gonna take I got your videos that you sent me. I think that was a fun video though, right? We'll save that for the end here.
The last one I sent, that was a fun video, because you yourself are gonna enjoy that, because that's a Discovery show that happened in Germany. And we Dutch loved it because of the weirdness these people are.
Newt Gingrich is saying the Republican National Committee, the RNC, should adopt a rule that no one who belongs to a pro-violence extremist group should be allowed to serve as a Republican delegate or be eligible to run for office as a Republican. Democrats should adopt the same rule. So, in other words, that Marjorie Greene Taylor, I think that's her name, who was elected, who's the media made a big deal about how she's a QAnon follower and big into QAnon. People like that would not be able to run as a Republican, is what he's asking for.
Yeah, and he's stupid enough not to realize that's not going to matter for Black Lives Matter or Antifa people.
Right.
Because they're okay.
Yeah, Democrats are going to allow them, even if they have to sneak them in, they'll do it. The Democrats might agree to that at first, but then they'll change that. They want those votes.
Well, they'll just expunge those criminal records and whatnot. The media, they already have the media in their pocket, so that's not going to be a huge issue for them.
I'm seeing a lot of, still seeing a lot of trust the plan tweets out there. So,
Yeah, but how many are just people should be making their way home and pray they didn't get caught on video.
yeah, there's still people in D.C. apparently, but D.C.'s on lockdown, so they're basically won't let you leave your hotel unless you're leaving the city. Last night I did see cops like put bars across hotel doors so you could not leave, which I thought was interesting. Reminded me of China already. Home sweet home already, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. What the National Guard is doing right now, where they lock down DC, is what the protesters should have been doing.
Wet Sandwich, excellent point. Until we take back the education system and local governments, nothing will change. Ours spent the last 4 years in a wet dream. I think you've been saying that all along, Victor.
That's what I keep saying, and everyone is like, "No, we need to keep holding faith in Trump." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine, but Trump is not gonna say he's not a Hail Mary. No one is, and that's sadly people never realized."
Oh, the news is it's already happening. Monica is in the chat saying the news is flooded with people who are fired or being outed for being at the Capitol yesterday. So it's already happening. They're identifying people that were at the Capitol and they're getting fired and their lives are being destroyed, even if they didn't do anything, right?
No, and the worst bit is Facebook, everyone on Facebook, Twitter, like I said, we Dutch called them NSB'ers because they were from the National Socialist Party during the German occupation. Everyone on the Democratic side is now pulling the NSB card where they're going to rat out anyone they recognize.
Mm-hmm.
And Facebook and Twitter will be joining in on showing entire user groups and whatnot just to facilitate identification.
Yep.
And the worst bit is they might extend the whole mistreatment by going, well, you were in that Facebook group, so you're going to be next.
Well, remember I saw the article and I went to go save it, but Twitter bookmark it, but Twitter did its thing where you go to do something and the thing jumps on you, so I lost it. But a facial recognition company is working with the feds right now to identify everybody.
And yes, Kitty, people are going to be regretting all them selfies now. And that's not going to be the end of it, because they're going to go after their families and friends and whatnot. Because anyone in a Discord or in any other form of media platform where they can discuss with each other, those groups are going to get lifted as well.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, Telegram it will hand over everything they've talked about. And yep, that's all going to be used as evidence.
Well, not just Telegram. What was the latest one where everyone jumped on?
Oh, Parler?
Yeah, Parler. Yeah. Everyone on Parler is pretty much going to be screwed. Because that's where they corralled every right-wing activist in, so.
I hope Nancy gets white girl wasted and chokes on her wooden teeth. Kidding.
Yeah, I hope she strokes out before Joe does. That's going to be a blessing. And Mitch McConnell needs to go for 1,000 years sleep, because that dude needs to go as well.
Oh, wow. Good point, Monica. Democrats, they're going to get help from the Republicans on all this. Republicans are backing it. All the Republicans are coming out saying those people need to be prosecuted. And who is it? Lindsey Graham is saying sedition, right? charged with sedition. So, yeah, you get charged with that, your life is over.
Oh no, Kitty, you're safe. You're in Canada. They don't care about you. That's the whole joke. They don't care about the foreigners. They only care about domestic. So
Canada, they've already got all of that with the cops are wanting more power to get into your home. Or is that Britain?
that's Britain. Britain, they pretty much turned any citizen into an outlaw now.
Yeah, Britain's a police state, right?
It's not an official police state, but you can consider it a police state now, because all it takes is a simple report, and they can break into your house. They can detain you, they can arrest you, and they can hold you for how long they see fit. Because under the Corona guidance, especially, and that's the sad bit. The PCR test is faulty to a fault already, but they can just say you're positive, and they don't have to release you.
Yeah, New York State.
It's not going to be an independent that's going to test you. It's the cops that's going to test you. So they might as well just test you and throw the test out the window.
You probably saw that on Monday. New York State is trying to pass that law where they can just haul you out of your home to a government facility if you test positive. Or if you're...
Yeah, they're
it's not even COVID, though, Victor. It could be any disease.
They're covering that's legal. That's always legal cover-up. Because the thing is, with the whole COVID measures, it's already if you cough, if you have a fever, if you have a sore throat, stay at home. Do I have COVID? No. Stay at home. And that's how they put it in legal terms, because otherwise they can't enforce it. Because they have to then they have to wait 2 weeks before they can detain you again, so you could escape. And that's the whole problem, because people in what was it during the whole Bush saga, where they were going about Obama is going to make FEMA camps and whatnot. Well, the FEMA camps have arrived.
Well, there are a couple of FEMA camps in New York State. They've been here for a while. I think and people blamed Obama for the FEMA camps in New York, but they were built during George Bush.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. During Bush times, they built it up, but everyone cried wolf when they were like, "Oh, Obama is going to put us in FEMA camps."
Yep.
And that's the whole thing. People didn't respond to the whole COVID measures as they should have. And that's mainly due to the whole medical world facilitating the whole thing. Because any doctor that says, well, that's not how a virus works, they get silenced.
What Sandwich sent me a video. This is Scotland. What's going on in Scotland? Let me read the tweet, though, first. Protecting public health.
Thank you for keeping me safe.
Police Scotland stormed into a family home yesterday on suspicion they had guests around. In fact, their seriously ill daughter had just been discharged from the hospital. So the police went there and raided their home, apparently, and thinking people were there. So we'll see what this is.
Oh no, but those videos have been around for a while now.
William, right? Come on. Not William. Yes, it is. It's my house. Get out of my house. I did not ask you in here. Get out.
We could have forced the door if you didn't open it.
For what offence? For what offence?
Because of suspicion that you have people in the address that do not belong here.
I am a woman of this land, right?
Women of this land are not, doesn't matter.
No, man. Get out of my head. Get your fucking body out of my fucking house.
Absolutely not.
Right now.
Again, I'm going to look you for a breach of the peace.
Oh, just stop it, man. In my house.
Yes.
In my house.
Yes.
I do not think so.
Oh, trust me.
What's wrong? What the fuck is wrong with you, mate?
Right, no.
Mum, no, please, my mum's no. Please stop it,
Holy crap.
Yeah, they're gonna pull a gun on you.
I don't know.
They're gonna tase you, mace you, pull a gun on you, because the thing is, there is any jurisprudence that's revolved about entering people's homes and detaining them is gone.
Yeah. Yep. They can do whatever they want.
As early as I believe in May or June, when a dude lived on his own. He had the radio on. People reported him having people over, and they just kicked down the door and went in with 8 people.
Wow.
Because they had suspicions he had more than 4 people in his house. Well, they did. He did then, because 8 people showed up in his house.
This is unbelievable. Well, we're gonna do some fun stuff. I'll do that video you sent me.
Well, if you want to know some fun stuff over here in the Netherlands, for instance, during the whole New Year's Eve thing, they rounded up, they caught parties with well over 70 people, and they tried to arrest and detain them. They
we're working on a 2008.
I'm sorry.
They kicked it and pretty much the whole 70 people group and even people outside jumped on the cops and liberated them. So all they got to do was they had a total of 137 arrests made and only 87 detained, because everyone else kept getting liberated by the people themselves. And that's how insane things got on New Year's Eve over here, because we were not allowed to have parties or fireworks.
Before we do yours, we'll close out with yours, but we got another, and I know Kitty loves these, but
a quick minute to say thank you.
Oh, we got a quick one here from Jigga Jones. Thank you, and we are on it. Oh, I wonder what this means. Let's see what he's got to say.
I just want to take a quick minute to say thank you to all the people that stacked us up and gave us some money to help out with the Jigga Jones Justice. What started out as a joke has now become a big thing. We had over 700 people send us stories that would really piss you off as an American and as a person, of motherfuckers that didn't need to be getting no authority, all of a sudden anointed the power to say, you must shut down, you must shut down, and you must bend to my will. This isn't going to be a funny video, because when we started reading some of this shit and it started as a joke, you know, we said, well, we're just going to go fuck with some politicians. And what we saw was pretty fucked up. They drove in from LA and gave us cash donations to fucking shut these people down. Over $13,000. I can't tell you the exact amount and where it came from. But at this point, we're going to war with these motherfuckers, especially in LA. So if you're one of these motherfuckers or part of the mass police and shit like that, we're fucking coming for you. We're going to fuck you up. I'm totally fucking serious. I got some other submissions that are, we're working on getting some connections in New Jersey and New York. We have funding for people to do some shit that's, you know, it's soft, medium, and hard. Go on the website. I got a whole thing, jiggajones.com. Click on the thing. We got a whole description of what the fuck it is we're going to do. But some of the shit that we read was really fucked up. And what was supposed to be something funny, fucking with people, now it's going to become a job. And there are people that put their whole lives and everything into these businesses that these little fucking mealy mouth motherfuckers are coming in and say, you must shut down, you must shut down. And I don't know how we're going to do this, because we're trying to figure out a way to where we can show some of the stories of what these people have done. But the only problem is we don't want to show which owner of what store is doing it, because we're going to fuck with these motherfucking assholes for real. So, malicious mischief be damned. So yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for paying attention to this shit and bringing my ass to a moral compass so I can say, okay, you like to fuck with people, let's put it here. You know, And that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, you'll see more about this shit in the future, and I'm going to try to post as much funny shit as I can. But this one here, this is some bullshit. And if you a masked police motherfucker, you better fucking knock it off. You better fucking knock it off. I got plans for you motherfuckers, man. You know, you think you're safe where you're home and you sleep and you do that shit, we're going to find you. And we're going to fuck your life up. Just like you fuck these other people up, we're going to find a way to do it to you too. Hey, y'all, just want to take a quick...
Oh, shit. Interesting, what he's doing.
Well, here's the thing. He's more of a patriot than the rest. Because he actually is going to get shit done, one way or another.
Yeah, that's what he said. One way or another, they're going to do it.
And good news, they're heading towards your area, so you can use them. You get in trouble.
Mostly in the New York City area, because they
wouldn't have a guy hotwire a car and drive all the way to your neck of the woods.
Oh, they would, yeah. Yeah, we don't have as many problems out here because even if sorry, I'm looking up Kraken now because Boogie said it's I guess it's a fun search right now. I got a lot of Anna Kraken. But because our cops out here are basically getting flooded with 911 calls about people not wearing masks and this, that, and the other. And the sheriff's department is basically ignoring it right now. The only people you got to be careful of is the health department. And hopefully Jigga Jones comes out here and takes care of our health department for us. So apparently Trump did not concede, and he's going to transition into a second term. So that's interesting. I didn't know that could happen. How's that happen, Victor? Oh, I lose you?
No. I was just looking at the whole cracking thing, and I'm like, so if you don't, no offense, but if you don't concede, you're gonna be impeached.
Well, removed, right?
Yeah. So, how is that gonna work?
Yeah, it is getting a little crazy out there with all these tweets. I'm not getting a lot of them, but oh, here we go. They're starting to flood in. So apparently, it's going to happen this weekend. I don't see it, but interesting. People believe that Trump will be president for 4 more years. I'm starting to feel bad for these people.
Well, that's the whole thing. They've been running on opium fumes for the past 4 years. That's their entire world now. And they're not going to realize it until they take away their livelihoods.
Yeah, there's a...
And Boogie just stopped searching, because the Q plan is all about 2022.
Oh, no. Where's my goalpost? Moving the goalpost yet again. No, you're not serious. They're now saying it's about 2022. So that I asked, I think I talked to you about this, Victor. How if Trump doesn't win and he's not president, how are they going to continue this? Well, this is how they're going to continue it, apparently. They're going to try to keep people on.
I expected them to pivot, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't expect saying it's about 2022 now.
Because I would have expected them just to go to pivot and pick the next champion and apply the grift there, but apparently they're just gonna blindly drop the Q plan for 2022.
Wow. Well, I have seen a lot of tweets today about how it's this weekend, so we'll see what happens on Monday morning when. No, it's got to be. Oh no, wait a minute. We got until the 17th apparently. That's what one of the tweets is saying. Because 17 is a significant number apparently. I don't know.
Oh, they're gonna pull numerology bullshit. Oh jeez.
Yeah, it's going to be the 17th. Q is too lucrative now. It has its own candidates in the economy. It can't stop. Yeah, well, you got to figure out how to keep it going, right?
Oh, Q is going to stop by the end of this year, though. Because you're not going to hear anything about Q, because all the tech companies will have the right to block anything. So.
Yeah, well, they'll just pass a law and allow them to do whatever they want to. You won't be able to hide around changing the spelling or anything. They'll find you and hunt you down and get rid of you. So, yeah, that whether they think it's going to go on until 2022 or not, it won't be on Twitter, that's for sure, or Facebook, or any of the large social media sites. All of the shows, none of those shows will be able to run, right?
Oh, the best bit is I can't wait for because they did a whole slew of damages. I can't wait for Congress just to go to PayPal, Cash Money, all those places, and go empty those bank accounts. They're gonna repay the damages.
Yeah, that'll be next. Yep. They're going to get rid of your PayPals, your Cash Apps, and all of that. That'll be gone. So interesting. Q.
And they're not gonna. It's not like the repair bill is 1 million, and they're gonna remodel the whole thing for a couple trillion. So Pelosi really doesn't care. They shit all over her desk. Let's keep it at that.
So I guess it's at least gonna run through the 17th, though, Victor. And then after the 17th, I guess
gonna disappear.
Well, for a while, and then it'll come back because, it makes too much money. To Boogie's point, these people make a lot of money doing this.
Oh yeah, but they'll come back as Operation Set or something else.
You think so?
Even they know they can't keep this grift going if the government is going to go after them.
Or will they at least wait until the government goes after them and just keep it going for a little while longer?
That would be hilarious, because then Q wouldn't be smart.
No.
Because his plan would then fail. Because
well, we got at least until the 17th. At least the 17th. Just Q is a Fed. That's what Kitty B says.
I wouldn't be surprised, because all you got to do is push a narrative and people will follow it. So
yeah, it's gotten a little. It's still out of control. I mean, people are on Twitter. It's kind of. It's kind of strange. They really think the military's going to be out there this weekend rounding people up. I don't, might be rounding up Yoba and his team, but I don't think politicians are going to be rounded up. So
for what? They didn't do anything.
Yeah, the plan
that's the biggest joke. They didn't do anything. They didn't even support anyone.
The plan is still happening. Yep, that's what I'm seeing under Kraken. Yeah, there's people 6 seconds ago saying that Trump's not leaving office. It's going to be... People are going to be in for a big surprise on the 20th. Oh, Monica doesn't think it's... Yeah, it can't go anywhere because it's too lucrative, like Boogie said. It makes too much money. People make too much money off of it. Books have been written and...
But if you're smart, you're gonna drop it and head for the nearest border.
Some of them will. Some of the smart people will. They'll disappear and get off real quick and, change their, delete their social media and everything and go into hiding.
Because there's probably some whole queue message board set up, and you'll have the people who are true believers. They're like, well, where did Fred go? I haven't seen Fred in a while. And he's like the founder.
You know what I should do? I should take a train down to DC, and on the 20th, I'll put on a winter hat and a green coat, and then stand by a cameraman. And as soon as they announce Joe Biden's the president, should I drop to my knees and go, ah? Wait, I gotta have a MAGA hat on though. That would be better. Then I'll be a meme for the left.
I don't think that's the way to go out, to be honest. You don't want to be in history books like that.
Yeah. Hey, look at Phil D'Angelo. He's a meme, 20 years from now. Look at that guy. That guy over there drooling in the corner in his wheelchair. He used to be a meme, a popular meme. When I'm in the nursing home, the workers can look at my meme. Rounding up people that went to the Capitol. I think they are already working on that, Monica. Like I said, I couldn't find the article because Twitter jumped on me like it usually does. But facial recognition companies were identifying people for the FBI. So that's how they found out about Mr. Giannette. That was quick.
Oh, they're just going to ask China to do it for them.
Yeah. Yeah,
they already have the program running, so why reinvent the wheel,
The company that's doing it is probably a Chinese company. Right?
It's not a Chinese known company. It's probably an American company run by Chinese people. I mean, at least that's how they do it over here.
Oh, the Washington, D.C. police have released a ton of photos because they're looking for these people to arrest them.
Yeah. To address Monica, there are people untapped, I bet, on it for donations to support Q or Q commerce. Yes, it's like the e-FODs. People will put up a mortgage just to support the thing they believe in. And that's gonna foreclose for certain.
For donations, yeah, that whole Q commerce thing is gonna go in the toilet next week.
Yeah, because I don't know if you are familiar with the whole e-FOD thing that's predominantly known on Twitch, where girls just simp out for guys simp out for girls that have, instead of having an like you have, I got a follower goal. They pretty much put it in there. I want $300,000 from you simps because I want a house.
Yeah. Yep. That's what this whole thing is, basically. The whole MAGA thing is turned into that. Only we give you a lot of intel sources from DC that nothing ever happens, but people still donate. Oh.
And there have already been these people that have been grifting. They already put in, I want to have a ranch. There have been people that already have a ranch. People already paid for that, and then what do you get for it? Nothing. He has a ranch.
Yeah. Yep.
You're dirt poor, but hey, he has a ranch.
I mean, right now, a couple of the DLiveQ accounts have, people in the thousands watching. So they're, like, glued to it still and waiting for, I don't know, what is it, Intel drops or whatever, and hoping the plan still comes to fruition, I guess. I don't know what the deal is.
It's like the TV evangelists. They're hoping for salvation. That's all they're going for.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, there's no constitutional way Trump can be president. If you got the evidence, why didn't you show it yesterday? You know, the Kraken turned out to be a barnacle on SpongeBob's ass.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing, and that's the saddest bit about this whole ordeal. People are now gonna learn the hardest lesson ever: is sort your own politics before trying national politics. And some, they're just gonna vote for the next Republican in hopes he will win.
Yep. Yep. It's kind of disturbing. I just feel, in some way, feel bad for these people that are still believing they're going to be in for a huge, I don't know, is it a letdown, or it's going to, some people it's absolutely going to destroy them because their whole life revolved around this. Telling people what they want to hear will always be more popular than telling uncomfortable. Absolutely. That's why we don't have 2,000 people watching and doing commerce.
Oh no. But that's why a snake oil salesman will always get its money.
Yeah. Yep. Wet Sandwich stopped streaming and missed out on the grift. Yeah, all you gotta do is put on a tube top there, Wet Sandwich, and jump right back into the Ethot thing. You'll get a house, a car. You know.
And it's not even hard because half of those ladies don't have talent or a personality, so. all you gotta have is wardrobe malfunctions. That's what gets you rolling.
Kitty B says all you need is yoga pants and a push-up bra, and you would have been rich. Wet Sandwich. That's how the grifting crumbles, says Monica. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens over the weekend because apparently this is it, or the 17th, I don't know, or 2022, I don't know. The goalposts keep getting moved all over the place today, apparently. Should be interesting to see what happens. As we're in our locked 90-day mask mandate and our nationwide lockdown here in America. Because you can pretty much bank on that now. Joe said he wasn't going to do a nationwide lockdown, but don't be surprised.
Oh, that lockdown is going to have an extenuation period of 3 months. Because that lockdown will never end. It's going to be a law just like the Patriot Act. They can extend it till perpetuity. I mean, we have that all over here in Europe already, where they can just amend things to the Corona lockdown. Every 3 months they have to revise it and extend it. So why not for the Americans?
See, Monica says, I feel bad for them too. They love their country and hate this globalist shit that's coming. And they were looking for, I don't want to say hope or whatever, but they were looking for something.
They were looking for salvation.
Yep.
And they thought Trump was their Hail Mary. And within the whole narrow-minded focusing on Trump and just Trump, they lost everything. And that's the tragedy about the whole thing.
Yeah, again, the Georgia Senate race, when we were looking at that Tuesday, I said, my God, if they lose Georgia, both seats, it's over. It doesn't matter what happens on Wednesday. That's why it didn't register in my brain that, why would you tell people not to vote? It made 0 sense. We're pissed because you didn't support Trump, so we're not going to vote and we're going to lose the Senate. It makes no sense. If you were that confident Trump was going to be president for 4 more years, why would you want to lose the Senate? Their hope was weaponized. Yep, people took advantage of that. People were looking for something, and smart people on the internet figured out how to make a lot of money off of that. Right?
And not just that, they did it with impunity, as no one told them no.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, some people tried, but at that point, it's like telling... I got your video here, Victor. It's like telling a crack addict, to stop doing crack.
With that video, you might want to turn on English subtitles for that, because it's a German... family auto shop.
Subtitles.
And I'm trying to look for English subtitles for it. Maybe it's on Dplay from Discovery where you have English subtitles, but that's a show you gotta watch, Phil. Because that's a show for you, just for you.
Let's see. English, okay. All right, let's see what this is.
It's a family called the Ludolfs. It's a family of 4 brothers, and they have the stacking filing system.
That's
One
true.
of those brothers knows where every part is. Even the oldest part is like 1 years old, and he knows exactly where it is.
No kidding. Boogie Bumper, yeah. He and I were the only ones basically saying the Senate was in big trouble. Nobody cared. Called us traitors. Yeah. It didn't matter if Trump won if you lost the Senate. I don't, whatever. I was being negative, though. Whatever. Now you're paying an even bigger price that you lost Trump. Not only did you lose Trump, but now you don't have the Senate to even stop anything. So, good luck with that. Hello, New Green Deal. Because they're going to try to do that now. Now that they're all pissed. And the Republicans will be on board.
I don't think they're going to go back to the Paris Agreement, though. They're going to make their own agreements.
Yeah, it'll cost a lot more. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nancy was reelected Speaker of the House. Even the squad voted for her. Ooh.
But yeah, imagine working over there.
Holy crap, look at all those mufflers.
Yes, and he knows for every single car in the world, he knows which muffler is buried where.
Wow. That would suck if you got to go all the way to the bottom to get a muffler.
Oh, no. He has ways to get to those. That's the weirdest bit. They have systems to get. It's basically what do you call that with sticks where you have to pull out a stick? Mikado.
Yeah, or like that Jenga thing or whatever.
Yeah, Jenga. Stuff like that. He has a system to pull out stuff.
Wow.
Doesn't matter how crooked and botched it is in there. So.
Ich muss die richtigen Aufschlüsse da finden. Vorne sind die gleich aus, sind die.
What's that, Victor?
He has a pile of blinkers, and he can tell you whether it's for a Golf 3 or a Golf 1 or a Golf 5 or a Volkswagen or a Volvo or an American truck. He can know exactly which date of year it is.
Oh, so he's looking for unregulated catalytic converter.
Alten Baujahre, da fingen die ungeregelten Cuts an. Und das ist die Schwierigkeit. Da ist nicht jeder derselbe von, vorne geht genau gebogen, wie weil die Motoren dieselben waren, aber hinten Cutstücke und so weiter dran, länger und so weiter. Die anderen mal gehört, dafür haben sie noch einen Aufschlusszopfschüssen gehabt. Ach, viel Arbeit.
Holy crap.
Ich habe abgenommen, jetzt wieder 2 Kilo.
That's the thing. He's gonna climb that whole mountain and say, "Oh, it's over here."
Look at all those mufflers.
Letzte Zeit auch kaum was gegessen. Einen dicken Dieselauspuff. Da haben wir auch noch. Da ist auch schon wieder so ein langer. Autohalte. Ich hab ihn. Endlich. Ich bin Chefrecker, aber jetzt war ich im fröhlichen Kunden. Das ist das, was dann bezahlbar gemacht wird. Man sucht, arbeitet und findet für die Kundschaft, die freut sich dann. Ich habe die schöne Luft, schöne Hände etwas eingedrückt, aber trotzdem, ich bin zufrieden.
How the hell did he find that? He looked through that whole pile.
Yeah, but these are idiot savants, basically. They barely had any schooling, if any. And the four brothers grew up in a place and pretty much stacked it up. And their garage is famous in Germany and outside of Germany. Anyone who needs a part, they'll call them, and they're like, and they have a receptionist, which is one of the brothers. All his job is to pick up the phone and open the door. That's all he does. He'll ask this dude you just saw, do we have that part? And he'll just think for 5 seconds and he's like, oh yeah, we have that. Or he'll tell them, no, we don't have that anymore because those are illegal or whatever.
We had a hardware store that was 6 stories. It was huge in downtown Utica. And these 2 old brothers, the place has been open was open from the 1800s, early 1800s. They still had horse and buggy parts. Every part for a horse and buggy, everything. The covers, the wagon wheels. they still had they had a whole floor of just ladders. If you went in there with a bolt and said, a weird looking bolt, and said, I need 2 of these, the place was jam packed. Barrels everywhere of bolts and nuts, and he would run down in about 5 minutes down these long aisles and go, here they are, right here. And he'd pull 2 out for you. You're like, how the hell do you know where all this shit is? Just piles of stuff everywhere. So one day I said, can I look around? He said, I'll show you around. He showed me all the wagon parts, and interesting. And he knew where everything was and what it was.
Oh yeah, but the fun bit is it takes these guys also only 5 minutes to know what the problem is with the car, what it needs fixing. They can also they look at a car for 5 seconds and they're like, oh, they know everything that can be pulled off, and the rest is all scrap. But when they start repairing, you see countless car shows where they're spending half a day to pull off a tire or a brake assembly apart. These guys, 4 taps with an 5-year, probably 50-year-old screwdriver, and they have it apart.
Yeah, I wish I could do that. There's some in my business, I repair a lot of small, some of them are big, but tractors, 4-wheelers, and all of that, and yeah, some of the old guys, I'll talk to them on forums, and they're like, oh, just do this, this, and this. You're like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not what's wrong with it. Oh, just do it. You do it, and you're like, hey, it's running fine now. Told you, you know.
Yeah, they've hit their head to so many problems already. They know exactly what's wrong with it.
Yep, pretty amazing. Well, it's going to be an interesting weekend. We'll see who's on Saturday night. Oh, it's going to be a tough Saturday night, I think. Unless the plan unfolds Saturday.
Nah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, tomorrow night you got the Daily Boogie. Are you doing anything this weekend, Victor?
Yeah, I was going to do some politics, but seeing how big of a mess American politics have gotten, I'm not going to do politics. I'm just going to do some fun stuff.
Oh, good.
We're going to watch how one Dutch criminal became rich and one of the biggest benefactors of the Netherlands. And probably on Sunday we're going to watch some French high crime. I don't know.
Nice. So, I don't know if politics is going to be on the table next year. If you'll be even able to talk about it. I know that the bill Trump signed, which was a disappointment, you can't stream any copyrighted material or you will face a felony in the U.S. I don't know exactly when that goes into effect. I gotta look.
This year we'll have the European politics. You can cover those.
Yep, Brexit and whatever's happening with that. That's still going on, apparently.
Not just Brexit. The English election, you got a Dutch election, French election, German election, Belgium election. The whole western side of the European Union is having their election. So.
Yeah, I think even Victor said that he was going to sign it. We're just off by a few days. I thought he would sign it that day, but he dragged it out for 4 or 5 days, and he signed it anyway. But he was promised that they would do things, and they didn't. So the same bill went through. Nothing changed.
You don't sign up on a promissory note.
Yeah, that's what he did. Right? Because his statement was they promised to fix it, so I signed it anyway, and they didn't do anything to it. They couldn't even get the $2,000 through. It's just
Yeah, if you're gonna move away from politics with this whole channel, the Kitty B has plenty of content. I know how to find content. There's plenty of enough to run a show on. So
we'll probably run whatever. I don't know if you're going to be allowed to do so much. I mean, you can't run clips from CNN or anything like that. So
I know you'll run YouTube clips. They're fair
yeah.
game.
Well, we'll have to look into that because I guess it says anything that's copyrighted can't be streamed. So.
Yeah, but anyone who makes content, personal content on YouTube, for instance, they're allowed for transformative content under the YouTube guidelines. So unless they change that, you can still cover YouTube. You can cover all other platforms where people do stupid stuff.
Would you send me, Boogie? Holy shit! Are you serious? Oh, I gotta show this before we bust out of here. Semper Reloaded. Well, they ain't that a son of a bitch. This was last year's Treehouse of Horrors episode on The Simpsons, right? If you can't see the script now, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, God. Look at that picture. The Simpsons have a guy with the horns and the flag, and there he is. You can't make this.
Willie.
Yeah, you can't make this up.
But that's the whole thing. It's easy to find parallels and live imitating art things, because if you stare long enough into the clouds, you'll see the weirdest stuff, and people need to stop these things. To be honest. Yeah, because people are making connections into everything now. Every photo is being blown up and scanned for any little symbol or coin or turned upside down cup. You know what I mean? I see a reflection in the window. That type of thing is going on. And it's a little over the top. Well, yeah, it's like seeing the little man on the moon,
Yeah. Yeah, look at my telescope. No, that's just an ant on the outside of the telescope, dude. Yeah. There are a lot of people with under 100 subs that are just waiting to be plucked. Says Kitty from YouTube. Yeah, we might have a lot of comedy out there to pluck from YouTube.
And that's the thing. If you're gonna have to switch off politics, not just because Trump lost, but it's gonna be a criminal thing, you might as well switch to comedy or sideshow shows.
And it will be a criminal thing because they've been setting that up all summer long. That only reputable news organizations can give news. They've been pushing for that all summer. Watch it happen. And they'll blame the Q thing for it, and they'll blame MAGA for it, and all of that. And what happened on Wednesday for having to pass that law, right?
You can still run a news program. The thing is, you can't use their footage. That's the only problem. And the biggest issue is that's going to come because they can use your footage with impunity.
Yep.
So the minute you upload something, you're liable. And that's something people need to understand, how dangerous that entire bill is. Because the minute they show your footage, they can sue you.
Yep.
Because there is no law against them. There's a law against you.
Yeah, they can take whatever content you do and put it on national TV, but God forbid you take theirs. You're going to get a felony.
No, but even worse, if they use your content, you're going to get sued.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very lucrative business to go through YouTube. And any of you guys listening right now that has footage of the news or even your own news, I delete that. because they're gonna come for you.
Yep. I'm sure the law will be like, if you got videos on YouTube already, YouTube will either delete them, give you a chance to delete them, or the law says after this date, and anything behind that date is usually grandfathered in.
Yeah, but when you look at Twitch, for instance, where channels are being banned for videos that aren't even up anymore, but they're still in their libraries, that's a scary fact.
Yeah.
And that's basically how they're going to do it. They're just going to ban you outright. And like Kitty said, incorporate your name. There is plenty of software. You just got to edit your footage and put a hologram on it. Your own hologram. That way they can't if they use your stuff, your hologram is on it. That's basically the only way to go about. You gotta incorporate yourself.
Well, I can probably easily do that because I have my own business. Right now it's a DBA. I can just change it to an LLC and run everything under that.
No, I wouldn't sign it off on your own business. I would sign it off on your own name, because if anything weird comes out of it, they're gonna take your business alongside it.
Got it.
So that's the lawmaker in my brain working. You don't want to tie your own businesses to it. Hell, I don't know how American law works, but sign your wife's name on it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do here. They do things like that, and I gotta look into that tomorrow. I gotta get on that. I thought about doing that, about the streaming thing, incorporating the name and going under an LLC. Probably not a bad idea. Yep, Monica says you can find a connection to anything. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's all I got. You got anything else, Victor?
No, that's for yeah. I can get you a fun song to play us out, but other than that, I don't have much either.
All right, I'll go over the messages and see what you got. No Irrational Times tonight. Tomorrow night you got Boogie Bumper. Coffee Talk with Sandra tonight and tomorrow night. Hope everything's all right with Irrational Times. I don't know if he's redoing things or busy, but he'll be back next week. Tomorrow night or tonight you got Coffee Talk. Not Coffee Talk with Sandra. She's on tonight, but you got Kimmy Y Censored, Minister of Fun Kimmy with Angst and Giggles. You got Mersh. Maybe no Mersh because I think he's sick or not feeling well, so it might not be a Nightwave either. That's what happens when you get a BMW and you become famous. You can take a lot of time off. Friday night, what do you got Friday? Joya Pesci, right? Boogie. Joya Pesci. Saturday, you got Victor, The Victor Show. We'll be on Saturday at 8 o'clock. And then you got Major Tom, The Big Empty on at 10. So I'm going to open up the chest now, and hopefully it works today. It didn't work the other day. I don't know what happened. I got a blank screen, and nobody won any lemons, and D-Live wouldn't let me do it over again. So
No, it just glitches out, and then it stays in there.
Okay.
And that was probably due to the whole political... D-Live has issues with when people jump on the whole thing. Because now the box is working.
Yes. Yep. Well, the distribution box came up, but it was blank. And a couple people said they've got no lemons. So it was weird. And then, of course, it wouldn't let me do it again.
Oh no, there's a delay on that. You have to stream another 5 or 10 minutes before you can pop it again. And that's kind of sucks.
So let's see. Make sure they go out today. I want to make sure. Yep, they did. They went out today. Awesome.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Thank you, Victor. You sent me a video. Let's see where it is. We'll go out on this one. We'll see you next Thursday, Victor and myself. I'll be back on Tuesday and Saturday night. Be back with you on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. So I'll see everybody over at the Boogie Bumper Show tomorrow.
Yeah, and enjoy the German stay-at-home song.
Oh, no. Oh, no. They're wearing paper towels and toilet paper. This is interesting.
Polster aus Waldheim, der Perle des Schuhbautales.
Wir schicken beste Grüße an das Team von Radio PSR und hier ist
unsere Version von Daheim. Viel Spaß!
Wir müssen uns jetzt umgewöhnen, können Freunde nicht sehen und Opa seinen Enkel nicht. Oh, wie lang soll das gehen? Mach dein Balkon und Garten schön, gemeinsam allein. Wir werden die Zeit schon überstehen. Wir bleiben daheim, 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 daheim. Wir bleiben daheim, 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 daheim. Und kaufen wir Omi noch was mit rein. Die bleibt daheim, 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 daheim.
I haven't had cell phone trouble, Monica, but my D-Live was just messed up on my cell phone, so I don't know what that was about.
It's a bandwidth issue with D-Live.
What's that, Victor?
It's a bandwidth issue with D-Live. During these hyped up moments, people will pile on, and D-Live can't compensate for it. Even YouTube has those issues. During high time.
Got ya.
Papa trägt jetzt Schlafanzug statt Anzug und Schlips. Und in der Mittagspause wird gezockt mit den Kids. Und Mama macht zum 10. Mal Lack auf die 10. Und sie randalieren die Kleen. Wir bleiben daheim, 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 daheim. Wir bleiben daheim, 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 daheim. Und wenn einer hamstert, stell ihm ein Bein. Wir bleiben daheim, 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 daheim.
Hallo Leute, wir sind Team Luft und
Team Polster.
Wir begrüßen euch und wünschen euch alles Gute.
Bleibt schön gesund. Es ist eine scheiß Situation, aber wir müssen jetzt das Beste draus machen. Hört auf die Mutti aus Berlin. Ja, muss man auch mal machen.
Genau, hamstert nicht so viel, kümmert euch um eure Familie, bleibt zu Hause. Und
folgt uns auf Facebook unter dem Hashtag
Wir sind Waldheim und auf der Facebook-Seite Wir feiern daheim. Wir halten euch die kommenden Tage auf dem Laufenden, also folgen, teilen, liken. Ciao.
Gespannt sein.
All right, guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Victor and I will catch you next Thursday. We'll see you Saturday night. And, of course, don't forget about Boogie Bumper tomorrow night. We'll see you over there. Oh, forgot about tomorrow. You got Daywave and you got JJ Stoner. So catch JJ tomorrow. It's Friday is usually I don't know. He does a thing with Gus the Criminal. So we'll see you Saturday. Good night. Thank you. Bye.
Trump, don't trust China. China is asshole.
But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
Just like that, I'm working for the Chinese again.
Thank you, Monica. We're still alive. MT 2024.